In this video, I'm going to finish up summarizing the quest lore for the Night Elf starting zone. Now, this is the last video in this series, and if you missed the last episode, then go ahead and click the link up above. Also, I recommend starting from the beginning if this is your first time here. But having said all of that, let's wrap up the Night Elf stuff and find out what's going on in World of Warcraft. Once you meet up with Carithris at the crossroads, he says that the Oracle Tree has been carefully monitoring the growth of Teldrassil, and it is recovering since its blessing. But the growth is still somehow stunted, and we suspect that some portion of the corruption remains inside the tree, waiting to be cleansed. We just need to find it. Carithris says that there's one last moonwell to visit, so you head out and arrive at the last moonwell, and once again the Shade of Kaldorei meets with you. He says that within a short amount of time, everyone living in Teldrassil started having their memories blurred. And then when the haze was cleared, they found that Fandral Staghelm and his friends disappeared without a word. But in his place, Shando Stormrage awoke from the dream and returned to Tyrande Whisperwind. Ah, okay. So Shando is Malfurion. Got it. I was really confused about who he was when we started this zone. Anyways, so with his return, Alexstrasza and Ysera, two of the Aspect Dragons, offered their blessing on Teldrassil. But a small amount of corruption still lingers, waiting to be cleansed. But with Malfurion and Tyrande reunited, a new hope dawns on the Kaldorei. And that's it for the Moonwells. From here, you fill the last vial with water and head to the center of the pools to meet up with an old friend, Terrandrella. She says that it's good to see you again, and notices that you've collected the waters from all of the Moonwells, hoping that you've learned much along the way. Terrandrella says that this growing corruption that we felt is a good sign. Teldrassil has been burdened with it for a long time, and thanks to the blessing of the dragon aspects, it's now finally coming to the surface in a form that we might strike against. So pretty much the main source of the corruption, the thing that hit the Gnarlpine, the Timberlanes, the source of the Fellmoss, all of it, is called the Bow of Corruption, and it's formed near Teldrassil's edge to the south of here. With the waters that you've collected from the Moonwells, and the renewed strength of Teldrassil herself, Terrandrella can grant you great power for a short while, so that you can end the corruption once and for all. So you head south with your new power, and mess everything up. In a good way, shooting beams of light directly into everything corrupted. Then you meet up with the Bow of Corruption and engage with him in an all-out duel, casting light on him over and over until he falls to the ground. Finally, the corruption of Teldrassil is destroyed. At this point, you head back to Terrandrella to report. She says that she was worried that we might never have had the chance to attack the source without killing Teldrassil herself, but she's glad that she was wrong. She thanks you again for everything that you've done and rewards you with the durable drape for your actions. She now wants you to return the water back to Carithris at the crossroads, right outside of Darnassus. So you head out and meet up with Carithris. He's glad that the water helped in eradicating the corruption, and rewards you with the Thicket Hammer because you deserve a new weapon. And then he says he has one more task for you to do. Oh, can you just let me leave this place? Carithris says that it has been an honor to meet you, and now he wants you to deliver the water to Tyrande Whisperwind in Darnassus. So you take a long run all the way into Darnassus, straight into the Temple of the Moon, and meet up with none other than Tyrande Whisperwind, with Malfurion standing by her side. She mentions that you must have seen the Spirit of Kaldorei. Then she says, okay, get this. I've come to find that the spirit offers more questions than it does answers. Right? Yeah, she's spot on with that. I had a lot of questions about where the corruption originally came from because the quests don't explain that. So I reached out to Reddit to find out how the corruption got there in the first place. I'll make this quick. Malfurion grew a tree. It absorbed Xavius' spirit. He's a bad guy. A branch of this tree was grafted into Teldrassil when Fandral grew it, because Fandral was influenced by the old gods. And there's your corruption. Thank you to Reddit users 11 and Alvarin for their quick responses. Okay, back to Tyrande. She says that she can offer you the simplest answers, and that Malfurion has much to mend and that he will need help. After you finish your conversation, you speak with Sentinel Cordressa Briarbow. She says that you look able and perhaps willing to help, and mentions that Aberdeen has fallen. And even though many of its inhabitants departed long ago when the events of the Cataclysm first hit, many of the more stubborn residents are still unaccounted for. And now it appears that the village may have been overrun by water elementals. She wants you to use the teleportation tree in western Darnassus to reach Ruttherin village, then speak to Vespristus to secure a ride to Lordanel. well. So from here, you leave the Temple of the Moon and travel through the teleportation device, catch a ride from Vespristus in Theron Village, and travel all the way across the water to Aberdeen in order to help the citizens in recovering what they can from their broken village. And with that, the Night Elves starting zone is done. Thank you to all of the subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed, well, you got this far, so go ahead and subscribe if you'd like. And make sure to hit that bell icon so you know when the next episode drops, as well as the like button, because it does help a lot. And the biggest shout out to the Patreon subscribers. Your support does wonders for this channel, and I can't thank you enough. If you'd like to support this channel through Patreon, then go ahead and hit the link down below. And with that, we'll see you next time when we take a look at a different area and find out what happens next in the Tales of Azeroth.